is on.
For CLN and WCTC, these are all internal referrals. People have come to us privately and have heard about us, and this isn't us doing any marketing. This is just local people in the community generally that know us, and we've helped them launch ventures and do these community programs together. But now with the board recruitment, you're on the team, Alberto's on board, and this metamorphosis phase, it's actually scaling it and actually going public,
That's exciting.
So so where it was is like without any effort, to be honest.
The goal is like an actual public launch where people, acknowledge our existence.
Right. Well, the fact that they approached just on word of mouth is pretty cool too. That's pretty exciting. I mean, I don't know enough details about it, but
and it's been really difficult though, because it's like every single time that we sponsor a program, it costs us money.
Oh yeah.
Every single program that gets sponsored by us feels that they're paying us too much money and they don't like us. So it's like
you're kidding.
It's really weird relationship where no one ever values our work, because basically it's just like it's free. It's like an admin fee, but we never get enough money to actually cover the costs. So it's like me and Mel have basically been working for free for decades. So it's like it's just not a very good situation, and it's been very difficult, and it causes tension, and it's actually been problematic in certain places.
Jay, have you ever gone to a firm? And I mean, you guys are all very capable, but I'm just wondering, there are firms that help establish startups with certain ideas for marketing specific things, or, I'm just wondering, have you ever looked into any of that on the side, or just to help implement some of your stuff? I know that we have capable people here to market. I'm one of them. I would love to help market, but I'm just wondering, have you ever had anyone sort of point you in the right direction or give you any ideas besides the immediate people that we're working with?
Well, usually they would have to get paid money. You mean like a paid consultant?
Yeah, I'm saying, did you ever talk to a paid consultant, even just in passing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talk to them, but they usually want.
They charge too much, of course.
Yeah. That's sort of where it ends. But yeah.
Gotcha. Well, my question was like, I wonder if there's such a thing as a way to get a free job from a paid consultant. Does that make sense? I mean, it might be stupid, but I mean, we can pitch all kinds of other, nonprofit type beneficial work, or if somebody could sponsor us this way or that way, why couldn't we get that as a sponsored thing?
I mean, you're welcome to try whatever you want. I just I don't think we should necessarily rely on something that is hypothetical, that we should stay focused.
Yeah, no, it's just a total idea. That's all.
But the answer is sure. I mean, whatever anyone wants to contribute, it would be amazing. But I'm not gonna. I don't believe anything until I see it.
Amazingly, I do absolutely know what you mean. But I just had an idea about. It's a friend of a friend thing. It's a long shot, but I might be writing somebody, so we'll see what it comes of that.
Yeah. Coolio. All right. Cool. I mean, I think overall there's just not much in terms of the status update, because we haven't really done too much on the actual recruitment, right? So maybe we're ready to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, I would actually do a status update on all of these goals. So I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, next to this.
We haven't done any work on any of these goals.
Like, for example, the recruitment, Mel, you said that basically you already have three people that said that they wanna. I mean, they're potentially already. They're very interested, right?
Yeah, I guess I could share that part. I've been thinking about board members, and before and I shared it with someone interested, and then she mentioned two lawyers that may be interested. I gave them a brief overview of it, but and I did an invitation letter, but I haven't formally set up a meeting because I was hoping that we'd have a more polished website together. I was hoping that maybe a little presentation to explain what we do and what we have done and what our goals are. Plus, I wanted, once we talk to them, what are the next steps, to have a board onboarding flow so that they know their duties, their responsibilities, how often meetings are, and just to have a very beautiful website and professional first-time meeting so that they're very excited, because these board members are volunteering their time. And so one person even said, wow, I've never volunteered for a board. I don't know anything about nonprofits. So I think there's some background information, right? That if they've never joined a board before, they have no experience. Her husband actually has joined multiple boards, but kind of like an overview, what is it? And then they said that, oh, wow, it's completely unpaid. It's volunteer. These people are giving basically their time, which is very valuable. So to really nurture these relationships, because at this point they're strangers, and they want to be excited and proud of the mission. So I have some leads on 2 very interested lawyers. And because of the nature, just because they're lawyers doesn't mean anything, but I think because of the nature of their careers, I think it's useful. But Jay wants to open up it to the public. So I think we can talk about an open recruiting process as well too. But the status with them is that I need a follow up, either with an email and then set up a meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
So,
and just like how I had to go over just now, or we all went over the difference between CCC and WCTC and CLN and why we have different entities. I also am a little concerned that they're going to be confused too. And so what's the difference and how long we've been around?
What do we need to explain them anything about WCTC or CCC or CLN or anything else in FQ and QNet? Why do we need to explain to them all of the other stuff?
Yeah, do you guys think that we should just say that, nope, this is brand new, it just launched this year, and not mention anything in the past? Or,
So I think that because, especially I'm looking at the revenue, never mind how it came to be, but you have 16 years and 7 years here combined really between these other 2. They're highly successful from what I can see. So, I mean, even if it was, some of it was the Bitcoin era, like Jay had told me earlier when we were first talking, I don't know, but they've pulled in a lot of revenue and that's impressive. You started these companies. I see no reason why you wouldn't mention them as, sort of part of your background, because it's their accomplishments. I mean, unless I'm misunderstanding the question, that's my answer.
I was kind of thinking that, but then I also don't want to confuse them too much too, and because it is a brand new start, so it's a balance.
The way that I would present it is I would just be like, you're being invited to join the CCC board to provide support for programs, under this corporation
or this umbrella. Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, no, I didn't finish. Which is like the CCC board and under this corporation, which is a part of the broader African community network, which involves a whole community of organizations that are, more, social profit or, focus on other aspects of social transformation. So that's what I would say is that, just introduce the entire network and just say that, CCC is part of this network. And just leave it at that. If they have questions, they can ask questions. But then it's basically like, so instead of saying, oh yeah, there's also WCTC, oh, and there's also this and that, oh, and oh, by the way, there's also this, and there's also that. It's like they just keep going. It's like, no, it's just network. And
that's true.
It's just like it's part of the network, and that's it. If you want to learn more about the network, you can. And there's a lot of stuff going on. But I think it's not healthy to just like introduce them with one thing at a time, then one more thing at a time, and just keep it really small. Because if you introduce the entire network all at once, like this is the big picture, they're probably just not even going to ask any question about it because they probably just don't care and want to know,
Right. Interesting.
Legally, it has no bearing on their involvement.
We're just hoping that it grabs their attention.
We want to give them the information they need. That's it. Then if they want to know more, they can ask questions, get interested, but we should know.
Right. And to that, I mean, I was of that same opinion. Like, I definitely didn't think you should say, oh, by the way, and this and this. It was more like, I guess I could compare it to akin to like a movie. When you go see a movie, it'll say so-and-so was also the director of these. You know, it was like a blurb, something really low key that just says we're actively participating in these projects as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to them then. If they want to know more, we're going to be there and send them anything they want. But I mean, from us, the input should be give them the information they need to do the job that we're looking forward for them.
But that would, yeah, and I don't know that I'm even qualified to make that, you know, but if you're asking opinions, I would say that that looks good for you as opposed to not, you know.
What do you think, Mel?
I mean, because one is a very new startup, and then you have these other ones that are years. One of them's over 10 years now, and you know, you have pulled in some successful revenues. So it just shows a lot of versatility in your portfolio, if you will, as far as your successes in the past.
We're gonna say like the CCC is the newest part of the broader FCAN community network, which has been around since 2000 blah blah blah.
Right, got it.
2006, 2005, 2000 whatever,
Perfect. Yeah,
that's like however far back we want to go,
Yeah, and then they can ask. Yeah, that's perfect. I would say.
I like that that we're working on the language because this is going to be helpful in the presentation. I'm going to copy on line 96 below the email I sent to. Oh, it's kind of messy. The email the email I sent to one of the members and the mission in the background, but I'm a little I want feedback. Actually, I'm not sure if this is the best way to describe the background, because then they might be like, wow, well, why did you spin off? Or if you guys can read it, and then we can draft what the invitation letter looks like.
I mean,
I would personally prefer to either break up into buddy teams.
Oh, I see.
If you guys wanted to work on the email, I don't think we need 4 people to work on an email.
Oh, you're right. Let's do bigger topics right now.
Otherwise, I would prefer to list all of the priorities, this being one of dozens of priorities that need to get worked on and done. So we could work on this one priority and get one thing done this entire week.
No, I'm with you.
Priorities and try to get 10 things done over the week.
Let's create. The goal of this meeting is also like a master task list, sort of like
exactly.
Okay.
So for me, I think we know what the status is, and not much has gotten done. And so for me, the next step is really getting clarity on the assignments. Like, what is the specific work and responsibilities that need to get completed to work for it? For example, 3 weeks ago, I assigned to Alberto to set up the recruitment round doc or sheet, and I don't know if that ever even happened. So it's like, let's go through the list of all the assignments and tasks and like actually think about what needs to get done. So that's what I would say.
Okay.
So is there anything else on the status? So
no,
yes,
I think we're good.
We have an email. We've got a lot of draft documents. I think we are really close to creating a 2-pager. All these things. I think we're good.
Yeah, let's get organized. Let's make a priority list and the scores so we know what we want to focus first.
So I would say that our next step for the view up, if there's nothing else on the status, is basically a list of priorities and priority work that needs to get assigned, right? So priority list and assignments.
Yeah. Everything in agreement with the third topic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We need to just get into the steps as opposed to actually using this as a work session.
List everything that we need to do and then score it by priority, and then see
Got it.
See what's the highest priority, and then we start from there. Bam, 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 bam.
Right, and then this answers your original question. It's like whatever you want to work on. If it's helping me with the email, helping with the presentation, we'll get to the list, and then that's
in the list we're gonna assign also the workers who's gonna work on what and everything.
Oh, right. I'll just throw it out there. I mean, the subject is in the past now, but I will just share with you that as an admin working for a worldwide director, every year we used to have these team meetings that would be at weekends, a whole weekend. A whole week where we would have 9 managers and we would all go over the new team directive and mission, if you will. And they would break these down they would have whiteboards, and we would cater in lunch, and it was just on, and they would crunch down to find the exact words and verbiage of what they wanted to say their objective was. And when I first started there, I was younger, and I thought, this is ridiculous. What a waste of, funds. And as time went on, I realized that actually this verbiage was extremely important. And it was really kind of eye-opening for me over the years I was there. So to that point, just to close on what we were saying, I do think at some point in time you should really buckle down, and actually that verbiage is for that email is probably very important. So it's just my 2 cents, and I'm happy to go on to the next subject or wherever you need me.
Yeah, more than the verbiage, we operate with agreement.
Of course.
So
But
once we have a draft, we review it, double check, review, and once we're ready, we say, okay, do we have agreement? Maybe we vote on it, and then it's verified, and we move forward.
Of course. Yeah. I know the process, yeah. But we're not there yet. Okay, so.
We're very good in that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done dozens and dozens of retreats. Sometimes they last a week, sometimes they're a weekend, sometimes it's like, online, you do online retreats too. Anyways, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Super duper key, important. But usually it's with the larger organization. So in the bigger organizations, usually there's a couple hundred people involved, and you have like the leadership retreats and things like that. Yeah. Anyways, so we take a break of like we take a 5-minute break and then come back and then work on our priority list.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
What happened with your other thing that you had to go to?
Yeah, it got I moved it because I wanted to get this moving forward. So basically I'm doing it tomorrow, so I can stay on.
Okay.
Great.
So let's take a 5-minute break and then do topic 3, which is going to be our priorities.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah.
And assignments. Yeah.
Thank you. All right,
It's also kind of like our plan,
Mhm. Come on, Katie. Come here. Come on, let's go.